these. Different video. So real quick, what do you guys have on your keychain? I got Darth Vader because the Jeep is originally all black. So I figured this was fitting, and I'm a huge Star Wars fan, obviously. And then we got the CA pilot tag. And of course, get the red key. Let's turn this bad boy on. Ooh, girl, you looking thick, man. So, real quick, before we get into today's video, let me show you a sneak peek. Don't look at the stock wheels, but there's a little sneak peek in there. For those of you guys who know what those are, comment below. What's up, Dream Chasers? Kevin Van Voris here for another video for you guys today. So I was going to film on my way to the gym. I couldn't figure out the gimbal. It was giving me attitude today. So I started filming, had to redo it. Anyways, real quick before we start today's video, if anybody is looking to upgrade their rear brakes, I have a set for my car. They're the OEM Brembo rear brakes. Has the rotor and the caliper. DM me on Instagram if you want them. I'll sell them to you for super cheap because I'm just trying to get rid of them. Brake pads should be fairly new. I did a 15-inch conversion on my car. That's why I don't need them. So, anyways, I wanted to talk to you guys about, is drag racing better than street racing? And is street racing better than drag racing?
Off the Remy, had up at post. Had to hit my old town and duck the nose.
As some of you guys know, I do go to the drag strip. It's something me and my brother have really gotten into lately. I think it's a lot of fun just to be able to go out, see what your car can do, you know, depending on the weather, the track, air pressure. You know, for me, I can set my bags at different heights, so it's cool to kind of mess with that. And it's just cool to see how fast you can get your car to go, you know, in 1,320 feet, or if you do the 8th mile. So I think it's really, really cool. I love drag racing. I think it's a lot of fun. It's very technical. A lot of people think drag racing is you just put it in drive and go when the light turns green. But it's super, super technical. And today, I wanted to talk to you guys about why street racing is so popular. First things first is you don't have to go to a track. You can meet up at the Sonic, like most people do. Go on the highway, or if you guys do dig racing, go out to a factory or a plant or something like that and go race out there. If you go to the track, you know, one of the downsides is hopefully you have a track in your area. Some people have to drive a few hours. For me, luckily, I have a track down the street, maybe 10, 20 minutes away. It's not the greatest track in the world, but it's still a nice track. Nonetheless, I'm glad we have a track, and I try and go out all the time is when it's open. That's the other problem, though. It's not open all the time. So, a lot of people, you know, drag racing, you got to go there, you got to pay to get in. Then you got to pay to get your tech card. Then you got to go get your car teched. You know, for us, luckily it's a small drag strip, and people know who we are, so we don't have to get our cars teched all the time. But, you know, if you go to Bandamere or one of the bigger places, you definitely got to get teched in every single time. Especially the NHRA tracks, you definitely got to get teched in, and they're a little more strict. And then if you happen to run a certain mile per hour, you have to have a bunch of safety equipment. For David's car, his next step, now his car is going back to stock. If you guys want to go find out why, go follow his channel. But, his next step would have had to been a roll cage. And then, a bunch of other safety equipment that he would have to get because his car is so fast. For me, that's kind of why I'm not going to make this into some crazy dragster. I like the drivability of the Hellcat. That's one of the reasons I bought it. I want to still make it go as fast as possible, but I don't want to do anything to take away from the drivability. So that's the other issue. The third thing is, if you go to the track, a lot of people just don't know how to drag race. Plain and simple. They don't know how. They don't know how to light up the bulbs correctly. They don't know when to go. Reaction time might suck, like myself. I'm still working on that. But, it's just something that you have to practice. You go out on the street, you downshift, and you just go on 3 honks, or you go on 1, 2, 3. It's a lot easier on the street, that's for sure. And if you have a stick, driving a stick at the track, at the drag strip is super hard. Being able to launch your car correctly, that's tough. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't drive sticks already. Imagine trying to launch a car correctly. And the last thing is, if you go to the track, you're more likely to break something. Differential, axle, transmission, engine. I've seen it all happen. You're more likely to break stuff. If you can get your car to hook, and maybe your car's differential isn't rated very high, it's just gonna explode. Luckily, I don't have any of those issues. I did have to replace one axle, but so did David, so I think that was just a recall for our Hellcats. Street racing, in my opinion, why it's better is it's easier. You don't have to pay. Now, yes, it's dangerous. It's illegal, absolutely. But man, the rush you get from street racing, and I would never street race in the United States. I only street race in Mexico because that is illegal, and I would never admit to doing something illegal on YouTube, right? So I love street racing. It's very fun. It's addictive. You can really it's more about seeing what your car can do. The drag strip, it's technical, man. You got to know what the fuck you're doing. You really do. Street racing, anybody can do it. I mean, yes, there's people who miss gears or don't know how to downshift their car or whatever, but at the end of the day, street racing is just easier. Street racing, you don't have to have any safety equipment. You don't have to know how to bulb in. You don't. You just 20, 40, 60, 80, whatever your roll you're doing, 1, 2, 3, go, 3 honks, whatever you guys do. That's how it is. And that's why I think street racing will always be around. I would say for the amount of people who are in the car community, the amount of people who drag race is very, very small. And that's just because they don't have a track. Maybe they're embarrassed because they don't want to go to the track and embarrass themselves. I don't like even going to the track in my Demon just because our DA here is super shitty. 5, 6, 7,000. My Demon's never going to run a 9 here. It barely ran a 10.9 at my track, and that was like at 50, 55 or 5600 DA. Not very good DA. You put that on YouTube, people who don't know about drag racing are like, oh, the Demon runs a fucking 11 or a 10. Oh my God, it's slow. When in reality, the people who know about drag racing know that weather affects a lot of different shit. So, in my opinion, street racing will always be around. And sometimes street racing is just more fun. I don't know. I think it's the thrill of it being illegal, which kind of adds to it. It's kind of like when you drink before you're 21. It's like, ooh, it's illegal. And then when you turn 21, it's like, that's not too exciting. You know what I mean? Kind of the same thing. So I was curious what you guys think. And I love both. Don't get me wrong. So I don't want a bunch of drag racers on here be like, street racing's illegal. Fuck that. Listen, I know it's illegal, but it's still fun. So, and I just wanted to have a conversation with you guys, talking about kind of what you guys think about street racing, drag racing, just because, you know, of all the stuff that's going on YouTube. I think if you're smart on YouTube, you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about cops coming in down and breaking down your door and arresting you. But, you know, you are putting yourself out there, so you just got to be careful. But I do both, and I am going to be doing both. So if you guys are in Houston, we're going to give a shout out to RP Productions, because me and him are going to be linking up, and me and Streetcar Video are going to be linking up also. I'm going to Houston January 11th and 12th, I think are the dates. I'll make sure for sure. But if you guys live in Houston, hit me up. I would love to hang out with you guys, meet up with you, and, you know, come to Mexico with this giant thing. Because we're going to bring in the Charger. We're not going to bring the Demon. We're going to trailer down the Charger. So I've got a few goodies before I go down there that I need to get ready for, so I can, you know, hang with some better, higher horsepower cars, and then run the time that I really want to get in this car. But other than that, thank you guys for watching today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Street racing, yes? No? Dig racing, yes, no. Drag racing, yes, no. What do you guys think? Do you race? Do you street race? Let me know below. Anyways, my name is Kevin Van Voorhis. Thank you guys for watching today's video. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at CaliBoyKev. There's all my stuff right there. My name is Kevin Van Voorhis, and we're out this bitch.